Oh,
Fifth time's the charm, ladies and gentlemen.
struggle bus.
We're not even hungover.
Yeah. I've had a sip of beer.
Happy to open
I
mine.
feel like weirdly central.
Oh yeah, dude, you're like
Like
right
you
on
guys
the-
are like having a date, and I'm just like watching you guys.
Well, technically, we're having a date with you, so
Yes.
both of us will be.
We'll just see if it works out, you know.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Best of Five, featuring myself, G.
And myself, not G.
His name is Chris. We have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. This man is the shit. He's a wonderful father and a better friend, but not a good of a cook, surprisingly enough.
Oh, you haven't had my home
Oh.
cooking.
Actually, I have. No, he's actually really good. He has a good Kansas City barbecue. It is Mr. Tommy Dyer. Welcome to the show, my man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
to
of
be
course,
here.
of course.
Hi, okay, so you're a long time. Yeah, what is it? Long time.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, from the worst episodes at the beginning, I've been through it all. So, but you guys have made amazing improvements. Happy to be in this awesome studio. By
Thanks.
the way.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
It's super cool that you guys found this. So really
Yeah,
happy
it's
for you guys.
quite a bit upgrade from our last studio, which was fine. It got stuff done, but now that we're expanding, doing a little more stuff, we need some more stuff and put in a little bigger spot.
And it's nice to actually have space to bring our special guests and like breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
Because I don't know if you saw like our old ones, where we were just like we were this crammed,
yeah,
but
nuts to butts.
it was like it was like thighs to thighs.
You
Yeah.
got to start somewhere. You got to
Right,
make it.
right.
That's right. Thank you so much for coming in, man. What are you expecting? You excited? You nervous? You're like, damn, I'm just doing this as a favor.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to talk about boners today, so you're safe on that one.
Yeah.
Well, I've had some conversations before this, and it's been a while
Since I
got in here.
Nope.
But here I
Stop
am. I made it in.
You made it in.
Made it in.
That's awesome, man. Well, let's not keep them waiting. Let's give a good cheers and start with the first subject. I haven't even opened my beer
Let's
yet.
do it.
There it is.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
First subject coming up,
Number one.
bitch.
Unacceptable.
Round one.
It's one of Chris's. This is not good.
First subject. What do we got there, Tommy?
Chicks don't know the name of my band.
Okay.
Oh, we'll start that timer, Chris, and explain that one if you could, because I totally forgot what it was about.
So I think it's about being in like a local band and nobody really knows who's in any local bands. And then you start explaining it to them and they're like, oh, what band are you in? And then no one ends up coming. Like all the time.
I think it was more of like the people like wanting to support local music, but totally not supporting local music.
Yeah. And then like, yeah, a lot of people just like, dude, you must get so many chicks being in a local band. And it's like, I mean,
No.
if they came, then maybe like
But they never
singing
come.
to 5 people and Frank. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of local music, obviously.
You
Yeah.
guys, both of us. You're,
And try to support everyone, so I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know this person. Oh, I love that. I'm going to be there. And then they don't show up.
I mean, and
It's like-
you probably feel that as well with even just like the brewery side of things. And I think we've all gone to the point where just like you just get it.
Yeah.
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 And it is also to a point where, you know, like G's been around in a long time. I've been around long enough where the same people go to your shows, which is awesome. Like it's always good to have support. And, you know, they're already fans, so it's awesome. So they're going to be fans. But the whole goal is to grow. And if no one comes, then you're not growing. You're staying at the same like 15 to 30 people that always go to all your shows.
Yeah, and I think ultimately, like, God bless the people who come out. Like, you know, shout
Yeah,
out to
for
Kirk
real.
and Sally. And
Yeah,
they know they're
yeah.
big watchers. And, you know, Kirk always says, you know, if we don't come, no one's going to show up to these things. So that's why we go to everything. And I
Yeah, for
appreciate
sure.
that they do that. And yeah, like, and for me, I think like I love that I have like reoccurring people coming to our shows. But my biggest stressful thing that I have with that is like you're gonna come here to the same set, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's the biggest problem. Is like we have the same people that come to our shows, and it's like, hey, you came to our last Brick show, and we're playing at TightKnit again.
So I hear
Yeah.
the same sets all the time.
Yeah, so it's
And
like, cool.
I'd be lying if I was saying I don't get a little annoyed.
Yeah.
But I'm also working and, you know, helping put things
Mm-hmm.
together. My favorite thing personally is when someone stumbles upon the show
Mm-hmm.
and they're there and all of a sudden they have an awesome time. And
Yeah.
They're like, who is this?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they have T-shirts. I'm buying a T-shirt, and then
Yeah.
you guys are like scrambling to find your T-shirts, and then
Right.
next thing you know, the customer's like, "When are they back?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when do you do more music? And that's kind of one of the coolest.
Yeah, and like
Cool
there's been a
things.
couple times where like random people come like, we don't even like your music, but you guys were really good. And I'm like, hey, thanks. That means a lot because we're kind of like dad punk, you know.
Yeah.
I like your music, but you guys aren't cool. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
like I like the genre, but you guys are fucking awful.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So I come for the genre, not for you guys.
Well, like
Sure.
I love Defeats the Porpoise.
Shout
I
out.
love what you guys are doing. It's really hard, obviously, to break into a market with something like that.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Even just coming up with a name, right? Like Defeats the Porpoise. I
Yeah.
still have no idea what that means. I remember it. I also have a T-shirt now, but like,
Right.
not many people are gonna remember that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And like
other than like your core crowd, but that's okay because if
Yeah.
you just keep getting those shows out there and
yeah, because the whole thing came up of like, we were talking about like, oxymoron type of stuff. And it's like, oh, well, that defeats the purpose. And then Clark at some point was like, oh, that defeats the porpoise. And then now he's had that band name for years now. And I joined later. And then it was, I don't know, I've been in the band for 2 or 3 years, but then pandemic happened. So
Oh
we
yeah,
haven't
because
done
your guys' first
anything.
show was going to be at Waldworks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Our
I
first
didn't
show
even
was
know the
when,
band was that old.
Yeah, we've been playing since like October of 2019, and we didn't start playing shows until July 2021. Yeah,
I thought you were going to go more with this topic on the route of like chicks that wear band T-shirts and don't know things.
I think
a
that's
little bit of
no, that was gatekeeping. That was another.
That
one.
was gatekeeping. That's
Yeah.
right. Yes, we have a subject specifically for that
Okay.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think it was one of those things where we were just having a conversation about, especially just being a musician or maybe an artist or even any type of like form where you have to get up and do something that you're not used to doing. I think is kind of what it comes down to. And I think really does have a problem with just like committing to something and then not committing to it.
Yeah.
When it comes to those specialized events and things like that. And that's not throwing shade at anybody because I get it. Like I mean, sometimes I'm just like, oh man, like I'm too tired to do anything right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But
And like I don't know, it's always hard because like you feel like you're trading favors all the time, but then you're expecting a favor to get returned to you. So like say you go support your buddy's band at a show, and then people expect that guy to go to all your shows too, and then that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, coming from a place that does the live music.
yeah, you're the other side of the other side of it.
Yeah, it's like I'm actually trying to book music that people will be engaged with.
Yeah.
Whereas I've been to other, breweries and stuff where it's just like kind of background music. That's not
Yeah.
really what I want. Like
Yeah.
I want people to be engaged and enjoy it and maybe go follow that person to the next place they're playing. But that's not always the case. Like some people just want to come and have a beer. Some people don't even want live music.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
And they're
And
just
those
like,
people-
why is this guy playing the guitar
Yeah.
in the corner? It's like, I just want to sit here peacefully with my IPA.
The
Right,
most
right.
depressing thing that happens to me at every show, especially like at a brewery, is the first like 5 seconds. I start playing, people literally get up and then just
like,
leave.
leave.
They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is our cue leave." I'm like, "God damn it, you guys!" Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? But I get it, like But to your point, Tommy, I think not only is it probably difficult for you to find musicians that are willing to do that or have like a style that does that, because I think a lot of musicians kind of feel this is my music or this is my sound that's coming out of here. But when you kind of concede to playing at bars or breweries or places where it's not like a live music venue, so to speak, people are going to want to hear things that they recognize, unless you're like really fucking good at your originals. Like Ben Pooh can go probably somewhere and play Ben Pooh things.
Yeah, whatever he wants.
And I think most people will be digging into it. But I think one thing I realized right away is that I didn't want to become a musician with just background music.
Yeah.
So then that's kind of how I turned into just like, well, let's do sing-alongs. Like even there's songs
Yeah.
that I like despise. Like I actually like them now because of
Yeah, a lot of like the crowd interaction keep people engaged, but
G's crowd
Yeah.
engagement is awesome. Like he's gotten so much better
I
in the
have,
last
man.
5 years.
Yeah,
and
right.
I think it's fantastic now, and we love having him.
I'm
and
actually
Defeats the Porpoise. Like I
Yeah.
know it's more niche, but we have those niche people here because they know us. So you can get the people out there.
right.
I'd be interested more to hear about your shows outside of town. where
Yeah,
you're
and
kinda
like,
covering.
so we've played in Denver and Fort Collins, and depending on what other bands we're playing with, depends on who all comes. So we played one show with this band who's also kind of heavy rock, and it was packed in Fort Collins, just straight packed, and it was awesome. We played a show in Denver with like a solo acoustic opener that no one was there for except the bands, and then it was like a country band who's just massive like performance. It was like, okay, cool, awesome. There's a lot of people here. They get done. There's like a psychedelic rock kind of band, and they have some people. But then I noticed like all the country bands, our country fans, just start dipping. Just straight start dipping. And then we get on stage and do our porpoise shit. And, of course, first thing that Clark was like, what the fuck is up, Denny's? Let's open this pit. And then we just go into, like, a super heavy song. And then it's like, you could see the crowd literally go like, nope. And then the real ones come in. And we're just like, all right, cool. At least we know who's here for us and not who's just here.
And that is time. Shut up, Chris.
Sorry. I was talking.
No, for sure. Yeah. But I get that. It's also just kind of giving you another subject idea that we'll put in the hat. So
cool.
But yeah, I think it's you have to as a band person or someone that plays music or does art for that matter. You have to understand that people are going to not show up. Mm-hmm. And
you're also not going to be everyone's like cup of tea.
Oh yeah, dude. I've had people tell me don't quit your day job, and I'm just like, well, this is my day job. So right. I can't quit it. So you're right. I won't.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to the next subject.
Round 2.
Second subject number 2 is artists you don't think I like.
Okay.
Artists you don't think I like. So pretty much what this one is
don't touch my shit.
I'm sorry. I had to go because I was going. Anyways, the thing about this one is we're going to try to assume what artist like Chris, you, or I don't like. And then we'll tell you yes or no. Or we'll say yes or no.
I already know a few for you.
No, you gotta like. But if you know who they are, like you can't say it. These are like, oh, I don't think you would like. Like, okay. I don't think. Okay. Starting off, I don't think Tommy would like 50 Cent. No, he would like 50 Cent. He would definitely like 50 Cent.
I think that's more offensive to assume like someone that he would like that he absolutely despises.
Oh, you totally like this terrible.
No, because he likes you like hip hop, right? So I was like, oh, you should like 50 Cent.
I don't think Tommy would like 50 Cent.
What's the verdict, Dovey?
So you're saying...
I'm saying that you would like 50 Cent.
And you're saying I don't?
Yeah, I don't think you like 50 Cent. I think 50 Cent's too poppy for you.
I do.
See, but I
do.
Okay.
Oh, no. You do like him.
So one of my best friends from high school... Well, no, college, actually. He's obsessed with 50 Cent in a weird way.
That's right. You told me about this. Okay,
in a really weird way. Like, every time I've been in a car with him, he's bumping the same 5 songs over and over. And I think it's hilarious. I'm like not even annoyed. I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
There's a few songs that I think from him go pretty hard. And,
and
I'm just like, every time I hear him, I'm like,
some of his not popular stuff is actually really good, dude.
Not the in the club. Like, everyone's heard that too many times.
Girl.
But like, there's some songs that I'm like,
yeah. All right.
That's why I was like, no, he definitely would like 50 Cent. All right, so I went on that one.
So I don't know. It's hard to tell with G too because he started listening to stuff that I stopped listening to because like he didn't even get into classic rock till like 7 years ago when I stopped listening to classic rock like 10 years ago.
All right, so we'll just go around.
So it's really hard.
So,
it's like so.
So wait, should we go? So I did Tommy.
Clockwise?
Tommy, yeah. So let's go counterclockwise. Then you see what you would assume that he does, and then we'll switch.
That
Way to
Chris
punch
doesn't
the mic.
like.
Yeah.
So I have to assume something you don't like.
Yeah, Chris doesn't like.
I'm pretty easy because I hate most things. So.
I'm gonna say.
Ooh, the suspense.
Soundboard.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's one, but I don't want to say it.
Say it.
Because you've already told me weird things.
Yeah,
and I can't read you
weird things.
Just say it.
I'm gonna say.
And you can't say it. We got to vote. So
Okay.
either got to be like on his side or not.
All right.
Well, I've got to say it because I can't think of anything. But the White Stripes.
Okay. All right.
Oh man, I think he's indifferent about it.
But they played their songs the other night. Now he told me before he's like they suck.
Yeah,
and then they played some of their songs covers, and I was like,
no, I think Chris doesn't. I would say Chris doesn't hate White Stripes, but he thinks that they're overrated. That's what I'm going to stick with.
So you're both kind of right, but not really right.
God damn it, Chris, that's not fair.
So I like the White Stripes' first album. And then everything after that, I think, is stupid.
It's like the Black Keys kind of, right?
Yeah. And it's funny because all the White Stripes covers that we played, Clark plays them. and are just like, yeah, sure, they're easy enough to learn. And I wouldn't pick them myself if I were like, all right, here's a list of 5 White Stripes songs. I'd be like, I'm none, please. Yeah.
He's all, fall is here in the air.
Yeah, it's that one. It's like, we are gonna be friends.
Yeah, that's the one you only play.
Yeah, that's it.
He's like, there's no bass line.
But yeah, I really just am not a fan of the White Stripes. But with that being said, the White Stripes are the reason I play bass, which is kind of ironic because
they don't have a bass.
Yeah. So I heard like Seven Nations Army. And I was like, yes, I want to play that instrument. What instrument's that? My dad's
guitar.
like, yeah, my dad was like, oh, that's like a bass. I was like, okay, cool. And then I found out that it's just like an octave pedal on a guitar. And I was like, oh, well, thanks for lying to me, Dad, but I'm playing bass now.
I mean, it sounds that good, though.
Yeah.
So, okay. So all right, cool. All right, Chris, your turn.
I mean, there's so many things to guess for G.
And then we'll go this way.
Like, I know that you don't like metal, so I don't want to go there.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, but I wanted to like pick a genre that you like,
but an artist that I hate.
But an artist that you don't like. So,
okay.
But I would definitely say that you don't like MF Doom,
dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
You
like him.
Oh man, you guys are both right technically. no. I actually, it's funny. Up until this week, I didn't really fuck with Doom because I didn't really listen to him
until like a week ago.
I've been
See, that's why I said it's hard,
dude. I've been blasting literally.
That's
look
why
at my
it's
phone.
hard because G like listens to shit like way after the fact.
No, yeah, because I was just like, why is everyone all about MF Doom? And then I just started listening to This Is MF Doom on Spotify, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, this is pretty
but if
sick.
you say no to this one, I was gonna like be angry.
He lost his phone. Yeah.
So yeah, MF Doom is I like him.
Okay, but not until a week ago.
Not even kidding. Like, look at that's what I was listening to on the way up here. So
not even until a week ago though. So
I just
right.
his samples are just super weird, and like his rhyme structures are just kind of like, what the fuck are you saying?
That's why I like him because he's super fucking weird.
But like I love like his like mad villainy, like that. I'm really enjoying that. Like he has like this like old school like 50s like talk on his things. I fucking love that shit. Super sick.
Yeah, he samples Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That's right.
On the whole album, right? Which is so
that's
fun and
sick.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm just getting into him. So yeah, I fuck with Doom. Mm-hmm. Chris does not like Little John and the East Side Boys.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll just give you another one.
I would agree. I'm agreeing.
Yeah, it's obvious. I don't listen to like hip hop or rap, so like I like certain people like MF Doom, but like outside of that, I barely know songs. Like even if you look at like Outkast, I like Outkast, but I only know like a few albums.
This is that you don't like, huh?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say like you would probably like Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay.
I would love to send you some hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit and say you do like Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay. I do like Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
All right. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I do.
I need to listen to her stuff because I'm just kind of
I listened to her album Sour and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I almost bought it on vinyl, but it was like $40, and I was like, I don't like her at $40 worth.
Yeah, dude, isn't that crazy? She like sold Coachella. She was like only like 18 or 19 or something. Yeah, like that. That's so stupid.
And like that whole thing was kind of funny because like she got on that same album, like didn't get sued, but like had
the whole
add songwriting
thing.
Credits to 2 different songs.
Yeah. That is time,
like,
but we need
like
we need
that's hilarious.
We need to figure out Tommy's band he doesn't like. Tommy's probably the hardest one because we've talked enough about music.
You know, just because I saw him recently, I'm going to say you don't like Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, I think he does.
I could maybe think of one song.
Okay.
And even then, I couldn't even tell you the song. I just could hear the
yeah.
Like that's all I know in Brooks and Dunn.
So is that a yes or a no?
Probably no.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just saying, I've gotten to really kind of enjoy 90s country because I've just listened to 90s music in general.
You're fucking gross.
And Brooks and Dunn, I went to their show the other at CFD, and they actually were fantastic.
But the thing is,
minus
with
them
90s
running
country,
around and being old.
I actually love 90s country as well, but I couldn't tell you like artist names or song names or anything.
Oh, you just know them?
Yeah, I just like knew all the songs. I heard it all the time, especially from my sister.
So like Neon Moon. That's Brooks and Dunn.
No idea.
That's the only one I know by them.
If I heard it, maybe I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should probably move on to the next subject. But before we do, let us know what.
Good. I was going to start singing Neon Moon.
Let us know what things you think we think. Songs. Artists that you don't think that we like, let us know in the comment section, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the third subject, shall we?
Moving on.
Cheers.
Underneath the neon moon.
Round 3.
All right.
Johnson.
Moving on.
Johnson.
Number 3.
Quick update, by the way. Turns out he does like Brooks and Dunn. Once we sang Boot Scoot, what is it?
Boot, Scoot, and Boogie.
Yeah.
Well, kind of nice segue to that. But the next topic is words that sound dirty.
Oh, goodness. This is a fun one.
So, I mean, just the concept of boot, scoot, and boogie, I'm pretty sure it's just about smashing. Like, it makes it sound like, oh, we're going to dance, but then, like, the lyrics.
Boogie?
Yeah, the lyrics, like, in it.
Yeah, I
it's
guess
like, oh, you're going to go bone.
We're all about, like, fucking, but not saying fucking.
Yeah, right?
Well, I'm in the stage of life with a 4.5-year-old son. When I hear boogie, I think of a booger. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's cute. That's adorable. I'm sorry that we're terrible people.
Like maybe 8 years ago, I would have been like, oh yeah, boogie. Let's
do that.
Let's get down.
Yeah.
Boogie.
But now I'm like, oh, I got a boogie on my finger.
I got a boogie on my finger. I forgot what movie it was, but it was like some like babysit daycare thing, and someone had like something on their finger, and they're like, "Is it chocolate or poop?" Chocolate.
Oh, that's a
Good call.
That's a Baby Mama with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
I'm surprised I pulled it out.
I
of my
just
head.
remember that
Jesus.
one scene, but nothing about that movie. But anyway, neither of those are words that sound dirty.
That sound dirty. Not that make you feel uncomfortable, like moist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have.
We
chatted
talked about that
those,
one. Yeah. So what things that sound
Sounds dirty?
Fiduciary.
You brought that up too.
I know
But,
exactly, but it totally sounds dirty.
I don't know. Like, so the other day I was talking, and someone called like someone else a jamook, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Jesus.
I don't know.
Jamook?
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, that sounds like super fucked up." And I looked it up, and it was like, "Oh no, it's just an old Yiddish term for like an idiot." I thought it was like way
Like
harder.
schmuck?
Yeah, like schmuck.
schmuck.
And I was like, "Oh, I thought they were going way harder in the paint than just that."
Is there anatomy terms that sound dirtier than they should?
Anatomy terms?
Yeah, because like taint's not really a technical term,
like
is
the
it?
coccyx.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Scrotum.
Scrotum does sound pretty gross.
yeah. God,
Scrotum.
no, like sphincter.
Yeah. See, like a lot of these words, like
Yeah.
See, I don't even want to ask.
Well, like, okay, you have so sphincter is obviously the butthole, but also you have a sphincter in your throat.
Yeah.
And they're like the same thing. It's like what
So anything
stops
related
going
to,
into
like,
your
your-
yeah. So it's muscles that like contract closed.
And it relates to your groin.
Yeah.
That as somewhere outside of your body sounds gross.
Okay.
Like they're like like the sphincter. You have a sphincter that's like opens and closes, right?
Yeah, like to keep your stomach acid inside your stomach. Yeah.
So we have two.
Yeah, I believe that's
sphincters?
called the pyloric sphincter. I think your stomach has two, and then I don't know if there's anyone else besides your butthole, but yeah,
guts.
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 But guts are gross.
Yeah, but like guts, I don't know. Like
No, because guts is like give it some guts.
it doesn't sound
I was
dirty
thinking, like my guts. spilled
until
out.
like people just like, oh, all up in them guts, and I'm like, that sounds disgusting.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
like,
it's
that
all
sounds awful.
There's probably a lot of words that you just put
Who
in
says
context.
that? And who are you talking to?
Man,
Yeah, I'm gonna
slang
get
in
up-
high school,
I'm
man.
gonna get up all up in them guts.
Yeah. Yeah,
You guys are hanging out with the wrong
right?
people.
That sounds disgusting. I was like, that's what makes guts sound gross to me now.
District 6.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
Tommy's like, I'm definitely thinking of a different district to send my kids.
Yeah, I'm moving
Yeah,
at it, really.
I come from a faraway district, so
What are words that you were like slang words that are not as cool anymore that you would use? Like
I mean,
smash.
it was like there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
No, not like no. We're not talking like those. Like bling bling and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know,
tubular.
Tubular.
tubular is a pretty gross word.
Gnar.
I don't know why, but I always loved the word tubular.
It's a good word.
And I think it came from like 60s, I'm pretty sure. Like slang in the 60s.
Yeah, I think it's like surfer slang that just
Yeah.
like migrated everywhere, but
I was
like
going with
way
this.
too late.
That's fair. Gnarly. I like gnarly.
Yeah.
It's funny because gnarly is actually a bad thing, but then surfers made it into like a cool thing that because it was like so bad it was cool.
Yeah. It was like, yo,
That was
this wave is
gnarly,
gnarly
dude,
because
yeah.
I
Or
almost died.
Same concept as that's sick.
Yeah. Like try
Why
to.
do we use words that are negative to like promote positive things?
Well, like yeah, if you look at it, it's like shit. Like if you say something's the shit, it's good, but you say something is shit, it's bad. So it's like that's the same
Piece of
word.
shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're the
What was
shit.
it that-
Yeah, you're the shit.
So you're the shit is not the same thing as saying piece of. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, not even piece of shit.
It's
Like,
like that-
your shit.
European comedians talk on the word ass
Yeah.
and how it can be used in literally every scenario,
Most
but for
curse-
all different things. Have you ever watched that? It's
Like
so funny.
dumbass.
Smart
Badass.
ass.
Like
Smart
everything.
ass.
It has everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. I think most swear words are kind of like that. At least the ones that are traditional.
Like he's just talking about the American, like English language.
Yeah,
and-
because the English language is fucking stupid.
We had that on our
Is it? Yeah, it's in the subject there too.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Other gross words.
I can't think of any gross words.
Yeah.
Those that just
I
sound.
don't know, like squish. Like if you just say it like
Or
slow,
squid.
you're just like squish.
You know what word I don't like is octopus.
That only reminds me
Yeah.
of James Bond's Octopussy. And like, I remember talking about it to my cousin because we were super into James Bond. And I was like, oh man, you see like Man with the Golden Gun? Oh man, you see Moonraker? And he's like, dude, I bet you haven't seen Octopussy yet. And my grandma comes in, she's like, what'd you just say? And we're like, no, grandma. And she's like, no, time out. And I'm just like,
That's
I'm
the name of the
12.
movie.
Yeah. I'm 12, grandma. You can't put me in time
Is there
out.
words that you just don't like? Like octopus, I don't like.
Pretty much any three-syllable words.
Taxes.
Yeah, taxes.
Wiggle.
Yeah.
Wiggle. That's a weird one. Yeah.
That is
It's like, no.
What we were talking about
Like
the other day,
Wiggle.
the
Wiggles?
Wiggles. Have you
Wiggles.
fucked with the Wiggles?
That's the
Australian
kids.
TV show.
Kids.
Yeah.
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 But like that's so fucking weird. Like why are they called the Wiggles? Is it because like it's supposed to be like a
A
deep
silly
metaphor?
word. I think
Yeah.
it's just a silly word.
But it's like, oh, we play music. We make your kids wiggle. Like, oh, okay, that's way too deep of a
Wiggle
metaphor
is
for
just
children.
It's
Weird.
also grown men
Yeah.
singing. Dance. It's like Freddie Spaghetti from Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
but like
Freddie-
4 of them.
Yeah, right. That is
Freddy
very true.
Spaghetti. Jesus Christ. Good throwback right there. I love it.
yeah.
Wiggle. That is a bad one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else there is. I'm sure there's plenty.
Yeah.
Wiggle. How about, you ready? Jiggle.
Oh.
Jiggle.
Just
Dude.
throw a different letter.
Jiggle just gives me a
It's-
different like.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like it's like so dirty because it's like, oh, like things that jiggle aren't supposed to be jiggling.
I think of Jello immediately. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think of like, like when you like move too fast and like your titties like just move and you're just like, those aren't supposed to do that.
You know what? I started being more self-conscious about me playing guitar because when I play with my right hand, I do like the snap. Every time I do the snap, this wiggles.
I saw your titty wiggle too.
see, like,
Wiggle? Is there
I
a
just
difference
wiggle
between wiggle and jiggle, though?
No, it jiggled. It's
yeah,
straight
sorry,
jiggle.
jiggle. Yeah, wiggle is like I think a voluntary like
Yeah.
shake that you
Jiggle
Oh.
is just like
A jiggle is like-
vibration.
Yo, did we just solve English? Like
Just-
a wiggle is a voluntary jiggle.
Yes.
That's deep.
That is deep, dude.
Yeah, like this is a jiggle. Like I don't want that to jiggle.
But
But I
this
want
is
a wiggle. Yeah, I want a wiggle. Yeah.
Wiggle.
Wiggly, yeah.
Wiggle, don't jiggle.
Wiggle, don't jiggle.
That's so funny.
That's a shirt now.
Wiggle.
Writing that down right
Wiggle,
now.
don't jiggle.
That's a beer name right there.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome.
Oh man, but yeah, like I don't know, just jiggle just sounds like something that's not supposed to happen. That's like
Yeah.
kind of gross, just in general.
Jiggle all the way. I said
Like,
Jiggle.
like
It's just like
that's time. That's
it's like
time.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, but obese.
yeah, just
Yeah,
Same movie.
Now.
He's just obese.
he's just him now. Oh, that was mean. That was mean. calling
why?
him
He's
fat.
rich. He's
still
fine.
He's still in good shape.
yeah.
He's still
For like
fucking
a-
his mate. It's fine. He's still wiggling his mate.
I think we should move on now.
It's just a little.
Next.
Yeah.
Next.
Round 4.
Wiggle, don't jiggle. It's fucking amazing. All right. Subject number 4.
What do you got there, G?
I believe this is from Birdie from our last guest podcast. Shout out Birdie. Make sure you check out his podcast.
Or next
The Bird
guest
is the Word.
podcast because I don't know what order we're putting these out in.
What's his podcast name?
Bird's Eye View.
Bird's Eye View is what it is. The subject is best live music artist musician group experience.
Oh, well, I mean,
Like best concert.
Yeah,
kinda fits
Pretty
in
much,
there.
yeah. I would definitely say the Defeats the Porpoise is the worst. So let's go from there.
Oh, I mean,
the bass players,
Can only go up.
yeah,
only go up. If Clark just had a better bass player, then it would help a lot.
they'd probably be famous.
You know what? He gives you some good shout outs. I respect that.
Yeah, he
I know,
tries.
I do.
He doesn't want me to quit. I guess
I do my best. Oh, not me.
Not
Oh
you.
yeah, no, you
Not
fired me from your band. Remember?
First of all, you
Yeah.
quit.
No, you fired me.
You quit.
Yeah, because I can't get fired if I quit. Have you ever had an employee do that? Not to go off topic, that
What?
you were like about to fire, and they're like, "Well, I quit. You can't fire me because I'm quitting." And you're like, "Sure, it makes the paperwork easier."
Yeah, it's actually better scenario, best case scenario. So
Yeah, that's not a cool thing. It makes the paperwork easier on the person you're trying to be a dick to. But anyway,
I can think of one immediately off the bat, even though I've been to a lot of
An
really
employee?
good
No, I'm
live
just
shows. No,
yeah,
No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
mine's for sure Jack White at Red Rocks and his first solo tour.
Okay.
I just moved here to Colorado, so I've never been to Red Rocks.
Nice.
And I know it's kind of hyped up, I think, like too much.
It is.
It's Red Rocks, whatever. But in this scenario, I was with my buddy, one of my best friends from high school, and a thunderstorm was rolling in as we're waiting to get in, and we're kind of rushing in so we can get close to the stage, right? Mm-hmm. This thunderstorm rolls in just as the first song kicks on, which at that time was from his new album called Highball Stepper, all instrumental, just crazy guitar riffs, and it's like the lightning's coming down and it starts pouring, and we're just getting destroyed by the storm, but he's still just, the energy from this song is just
Pushing everyone through it.
it's
That's
just
awesome.
crazy electric with the lightning and everything else. Like,
Yeah.
this is amazing. And then just kind of led into everything else. He's in a suit, right? Mm-hmm. Just doing his thing. Kicks off his shoes and socks because he's slipping all over the place.
Yeah.
So he's like barefoot in a suit, playing in the rain, sticking there with everybody, and just played it out.
That's sick.
And I was also, he's, one of my favorite musicians, but
Yeah.
so that has part to do with it,
That's very
obviously.
true.
I would hope so.
Well-
But all that together, it was just like
Yeah.
mind blowing, and it was
no.
one of the cooler.
Yeah, so we saw Tenacious D and Telluride, and I think that was probably one of the better live concerts I've ever been to. One, because chilling with G, which is always a stupid time, even if it's terrible.
It's the worst.
Yeah, and two, like, just the whole situation, like, Tenacious D shouldn't be at a bluegrass festival at all.
People left immediately.
Yeah, and like it was their first show since the pandemic. And so it was just like all these things, and then we were like felt like the only real fans of Tenacious D there, because everyone around us was just staring at us like, what the fuck are you guys going so crazy for? Yeah.
Yeah, we went ham, dude. Like,
And we weren't even drinking that much. Like,
well,
we
not
had-
not during the show.
Yeah.
But definitely beforehand to get rid of some said hangover that we had the day before.
yeah, that's very true.
Or that day.
But yeah, it was.
Don't ever go to Durango and drink with us, please.
Just thinking about it gave us indigestion.
Yeah, we just both burped just thinking about it.
So you just agreed on the one show.
No,
No, that was my most recent one for sure.
Yeah, definitely will agree with you on that. The Tenacious D show was super sick, and I think it's because, for one, like we've been looking forward to the show for like since Riot Fest, for one.
Yeah.
And two, when we found out, we immediately bought tickets, so we were both like super hyped.
Like, yeah, we bought tickets in
in
like
December?
for a July show. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're only $100 a person.
Yeah. For a festival, which is
Yeah.
one, absolutely insane, but
Yeah.
two, it's like that's good for just watching Tenacious D.
I would say the most recent one would be that one, but adding on to that would be the Ben Rector show that I just saw in
Oh,
Utah. Only because his crowd interaction is something that I strive for. Because like his music, I think most people probably don't like his music, but he had like a whole act where it's like he started off one of his songs with like, all right, you guys sing this part and you guys sing this part, and then we'll bring them together. And then when he brought it together, it was just like a huge like harmony, like it sounded like a church harmony.
That's cute.
It was sick, dude. And then like he started the show with that, and then it just kind of built up from there. There was one song he made into like a barbershop quartet version of his song, and there was another one where he just like made it into like a super like cowboy twangy song. So everything he was doing was like all like in fun, and then he had like a mascot that was like running in between that. He got into the crowd and sang with the crowd, and like he was just really interactive with the crowd, and it was like, this is what I want to like strive to be in, to make it more of like, oh, we're not just here to see this guy, like we're gonna get out of here like tired and
Yeah, we're
very
gonna have fun.
endorphins and stuff.
And I think that concert too was like, more special because we talked about it, but more special to you because you didn't go to the Denver concert because you had plans.
Oh yeah.
But then, so he went
So
to
there's
Utah.
a more build up.
Yeah,
it.
but then he canceled Denver.
Because of a
Yeah, I
snowstorm
remember
that
that.
happened. That
So
one.
yeah, if he
I played at TightKnits the next
Yeah.
day. That's right.
and then so it's just like damn, like you saw him like one because you had to like kind of go see him on a Thursday night or whatever it was.
Yeah.
and then that like weekend show got canceled anyway. So it's like damn,
Yeah, it
that
was-
sucks.
that was-
and
fun
to
show.
make like a pilgrimage for a show,
It's
it kind
a
of
sec-
builds it up.
It's the
Oh,
second
yeah.
time we went to Salt Lake City. I don't think I'll ever go back really because it's too Mormon.
It's too salty.
I was literally the darkest
enough
person in the show.
salty.
I was like the darkest person in the show.
Didn't you say something when you walked into the venue?
Well,
and,
it's
like,
also
you're-
the Ben Rector. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
yeah, I mean, that's
but
all
if you go to
good.
Denver, I'm sure you won't be that bad. But like, yeah,
But like you walked into the venue and they're handing out, or not handing out, but like IDing people for beer. And he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Oh thank God, you're like the first two."
yeah. Like we were like 3/4 of the way through like the openers the opening act. And I don't want to watch because he wasn't that good, but
Shade.
yeah, for sure he was not good. But he's like, "Would you guys like wristbands?" We're like, "Yeah, sure." They're like, "Really?" Like, yeah, you're the first people we've ever given wristbands to like today. And I'm just like, fuck it, no
okay.
lines, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. Anyone else that comes to mind?
Best.
I would say I'll give another one that way you guys can think about it. I would
Well,
say
I was just writing something down, but
oh, gotcha. No, Maná. I saw Maná front row once.
Mana,
They're a Spanish rock band, like internationally known.
yeah, called Mana.
Yeah, Mana or Maná. If you're not an idiot. Front row. It was at the Pepsi Center. The best show I've seen ever at the Pepsi Center because it was like right there.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
yeah, I guess going on Red Rocks too. I saw, God, who was even at that concert? I don't remember the openers, but it was like, I think it was Portugal the Man, then Death from Above, 1979, and then Cage the Elephant, and I was just like, yes, please, at Red Rocks.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I think for me, a couple quick ones were
Eminem.
White. Oh, I've seen Eminem
Yeah.
at Can Roxas. That was crazy. But that was a festival. I can't put
that's fair.
festival
That's
into
fair.
this. It
yeah,
has to be a
festivals
solo
don't
show.
count, yeah.
But White Denim at the Bluebird, I've actually seen them twice there because I had to see them again when I saw them the first time. It was just like, this was too good.
Yeah, yeah.
They're a phenomenal band. Not many people know about them. They're just kind of like funk, groove, blues, garage rock out of Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Fantastic. And then the Bluebird, I just love shows at the Bluebird anyways.
That's fair, yeah.
I like that size
Shout
of
out to
venue.
small venues, man.
Yeah.
And then the other one was probably surprisingly that a band I didn't like before that I saw them was Incubus.
Oh, okay.
I heard they put on great shows too.
So my buddy for his birthday took me to the show and I was like not excited at all.
Yeah.
But once I was there, I was just like,
that was me with
See,
fun.
I could see like, oh, I bet Tommy doesn't like Incubus. Like, that's what I would have
I
guessed on
didn't
that.
like them
Yeah.
because that song Drive, I don't like that song.
and it's their worst song
It's
too.
their worst song.
it's their worst
and they have
popular
so
song.
much good music.
Yeah.
And I've found afterwards.
Right.
But that concert just made me a fan
Yeah.
instantly, which was kind of
good.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And that is time. Let us know who you guys really enjoy watching because we'd like to know. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're listening to this
And moving on to the final
or
subject.
thinking about this.
You done talking?
No,
Can I
shut
move
up.
on?
No.
You
Can
done
we move
yet?
I guess
You
not,
done?
man. Sorry. Tommy's telling me to shut up.
You done?
Sexy Randy.
This is Sexy Randy.
Vinyl round.
Final round.
So, if you guys don't know as how this works, Tommy, thank you again for joining us in this wonderful
thank you,
episode.
Tommy.
This has been
Thanks for
it's
having
been
me.
really fun, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry for trying to make it dirty. It's my bad. I have a potty mouth.
You curse too much, son.
Thanks, Sally. Thanks.
You curse too much.
But the rules is for our special guest, we have the 4 questions that we pull out of the hat. Last one is chosen by the guest. We talk about it for 10 minutes instead of 7. So, Tomas,
Yeah.
what's the final subject?
We're going to talk all about the 90s.
That's so Raven.
And the reason I think about this now is because I've got my kids in these young ages, right? And I'm seeing them enjoy all these, things as just being kids,
Yeah.
just having fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to go back to that moment in my own life, which was in the 90s.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why, brought that up now.
Are you missing like being a kid, or is it more so you're missing just like the 90s vibe?
Well, both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, being a kid you can never get that back. You always want to be an adult when you're a kid.
And
when you're an adult, you want to be a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, the worst, like, probably, like, delusion I've ever had was wanting to grow up.
I just can't wait to grow up.
This sucks.
Do whatever I want.
Yeah, eat ice cream for bed. Well, you can't do that anymore because you get heartburn when you sleep.
Worth it. Fucking worth it.
But it's such a cool thing to, watch my kids and see them go through these moments, and I'm, like, trying to absorb that because everyone's like, oh, don't let it pass you by or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
So I'm, like, trying to, think about that and make sure they're having a good time. But then I think about how are they going to look back on this?
Yeah.
When I look back on it, it's like I think about the 90s and I'm like, man, everything just seems so simple and fun and poppy. And
what are some examples of that, like those like nostalgic memories that you have?
Well, music's always the triggers for me.
Okay.
When I hear songs, I'm just like, boom, back to a certain time. Going to the pool, like I spent a lot of time at the pool when I was a kid.
I miss the pool.
Like it used to be just such a fun thing. So I have a lot of fun just going to the pool with my kids.
Right.
Hearing those songs on the radio while you're at the pool is
it's like double.
it's like TLC's playing, and
It's
I'm
like
like
2x modified.
Wait,
I'm
but
doing cannonballs in the deep end, and TLC's.
But is that coming out of like the megaphone speaker? Because if it's not coming out of the megaphone speaker, it's not the right way.
Yeah, because like for some reason the pools just bought like a surround sound system and then hung up each individual speaker, so it was all mono through all the speakers, so you didn't hear it in stereo.
No, but it was just like
And it was just like,
don't go chasing. It's just like,
And I think one thing that's missing, talking about childhood and 90s and that relation now, is just toys. So right now there's toys for young ages, but once you hit a certain age, all you want is a phone or a tablet. Whereas when we were that age, we were like still doing Nerf guns.
Yeah.
This and that. There's kind of like an older range of toys.
Yeah, because we didn't stop really. Well, I didn't stop playing with toys until I was probably like 15 or 16.
Yeah, which would never happen nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess our version of
I
that would be like
fucking with Legos forever.
Which made the toys so awesome in the 90s.
Yeah.
Because they kept pumping stuff out. Every commercial was like neon colors and this and craziness. And
So I don't know if you guys had this, but I definitely had this as a kid, and I don't fucking know why this was purchased for me because I was like 8 or 9. It was a smelter like casting set. So they were little metal BBs that I would put under this pretty much like light, and it would melt the metal down, and then I would pour it into a mold and like cast stuff. It was fucking insane.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, why is
you
this?
guys had way cooler
thing?
childhoods than I did, apparently, because fuck, I don't remember any of that.
Okay, another I'm poor.
I don't think it was necessarily that I was poor. It's just that my mom was just like, I'm not going to buy you anything.
Well, your mom also thought you were going to just get molested by all your friends' dads, so
it's true.
That makes sense.
That's the true story. Sorry, I didn't mean not to make it dark or anything, but no, I mean, like, because my 90s were just, I didn't really have toys. It was just kind of me just hanging out like at the church or just like hanging out by myself. It was never like,
dude, you did make it depressing.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm not trying to. Like, I turned out fine, I think.
Well, we had
Didn't I?
We had a lot of like wooded area near our house too, so it's like it wasn't all toys as well. Like we were always on our bikes. We were always going out and doing something in the woods, catching snakes and turtles and
there was like
and
stuff that was like toy adjacent. So like you're saying like Nerf guns, but like super soakers.
Yeah.
So we'd go play outside, and we'd just be rocking these super soakers and just like blasting each other
water
with water.
balloons. Like you knew how to fill water balloons.
Yeah.
How many kids probably can fill and tie a water balloon?
None. They have those cheaty ones now where they like literally it's like a rack that you hook up to a hose and they fill up and just fall off and self tie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
your hands never hurt now.
That's sick. But
lucky
you
kids.
guys don't have to tie it. Like you're sitting there like fuck, he's gonna hit me, and then it just pops in your face.
Yeah.
So there's an account on Instagram that I follow. It's called Liquid Nostalgia. Follow it.
Okay.
It's like everything from the
advertising
90s.
here.
Sorry. I don't think...
They don't pay us.
Yeah.
Well,
But
if we get clicks, they better.
They just post like commercials from the 90s or like toy images or something. And it's just like everything's like a deep memory when I see it. And I'm just like, oh,
Dude,
I remember that.
Fucking Transformers, man. Remember the first time you got a Transformer?
I didn't have those.
Oh, fuck. But like the
Sorry.
first time you like...
He's like, no, I didn't.
Because they didn't come in robot form. They came in whatever other form they were in.
I had a good childhood, you guys. I'm kidding.
So every time you got it, like you had to open the package and then like figure out how to transform it. Because like on the back of the package was like a 5-step process on how to transform it. But it's not a 5-step process, it's like a 45-step process. So they just kind of skip over a bunch of shit.
They have to.
But then like eventually you just like try to get your hands to do it like the kids in the commercials. Because it'd be like, oh, look, it's a tank. And then you're like, and it's a robot. Yeah. I remember those commercials.
Yeah, I remember those commercials too.
Yeah.
Okay, I just to not make this depressing because I did do like childhood
Here
shit.
it goes.
Yeah, here we go.
No, I remember. So for some reason, my family used to go to a church like every day. It was like an everyday thing. So Mondays would be like
For some reason.
For some reason,
I'm going to guess Jesus.
I hope so. Someone for sure. But we used to go every Monday, and they would just like throw all the kids out on the like on the yard, and so we would play like tackle football there. That's what I remember like very vividly. It's just like being outdoors. Bike riding was a huge thing for us as well until your bike got stolen. That happened all the time.
Yep.
And you're like, I think that's my bike, but I don't want to fight the kid for it, so yeah, you can have it. It's
Yeah, you
fine.
can have it.
Yeah, things like that. I was an outdoor guy. You really like being outdoors, doing things like that. So
Being outdoors, getting dirty and muddy and
Right.
coming back with something that would make my mom slam the door on me.
Right.
Like a rat snake or something.
Some
That was
bullshit.
like-
yeah.
I had a problem where I played outside all the time with no shoes on, and I would just fuck my feet up.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the time.
I wish I did that more often. Honestly,
Yeah.
Like my feet are so sensitive now that I wish
Yeah.
I was just like. There's like little things like that I like. I'm not sure if you like ever like thought about that with your kids. Of like maybe they should walk barefoot more often. That way they have like those situations or
Yeah,
like,
but I think humans are just dirtier people now. Like, don't get me wrong, like the 90s was gross, but now I feel like there's just garbage everywhere all the time just because there's more
I
of
think
us.
more people are more
Yeah.
worried about germs now after
Yeah.
That's
the last
fair.
couple of years.
So,
But I just like I would love to learn like walk barefoot, but it hurts, so I just don't.
yeah, I do it all the time. So.
Running barefoot through the grass, like I'm talking about sprinting.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it feels so good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like yeah, like it's
Like you feel like you're
it's, like,
faster.
nice and cool. Dude. Oh, dude,
When
like,
I was a kid
He's
and
like,
like we'd be playing tag or like flashlight
anything-
tag,
Yeah.
and you don't have shoes, I'd be like, no one can catch me.
Yeah,
so-
like anything
No one can
water,
catch it.
like in grass, is my favorite.
So speaking of flashlight tag and no shoes, we did that, and that's how I almost like ripped my entire toe off because I was running and
first time.
I stepped in a sticker
steak or
patch,
something.
and I was like, "Fuck!" So I like grabbed my foot and I was hopping around, and then my like a sprinkler head, my toe caught it like this,
Ouch.
and I hopped up and it just like ripped my skin.
I would love to see
and
like
my whatever middle pinky or middle toe was all fucked up forever.
doesn't sound terrible, but I would love to see like you as a kid like yelling in agony.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I would love to see that.
Oh, dude, my toenail is still fucked up from
'Cause-
that. It's
'cause-
still like cracked down the middle.
Because I
from
just
that
imagine
stupid
like
fucking sprinkler head.
I just imagine Chris like still cursing when he's like 5 or 6, and he's like fuck, ow, fuck.
Yeah.
It would make me laugh.
I didn't start cursing until I started. I want to say middle school.
I got stitches
Yeah.
a few times when in the 90s as a kid.
Yeah.
My chin and my eyebrow, just being crazy little.
Okay,
running around.
here's 90s transitioning to 2000s, but not really. Do you guys remember Y2K? Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember like that New Year specifically?
Yeah, I played Hello Pikachu all night.
Did you really?
We were at my neighbor's. Parents had a party. All the kids are, hanging out.
Were you like scared or paranoid or anything like that?
No.
Dude, I was terrified.
It was just like, well, I guess something might happen.
Yeah. I was like, I'm
I'm
playing
still going to
Pokemon.
play Nerf guns.
Yeah, I was like, I'm playing Pokemon. I don't give a shit.
That was just like hanging out, and it's like, okay, 3, 2. Okay, nothing happened. All right, cool. Yeah, all right, neat. Let's go.
Yeah. My uncle was like an IT guy at the time, and he pretty much was just like, man, it's fine.
I think
Don't worry about it.
And just to think that we were on computers that much then.
Yeah, right.
Oh fuck.
I think just in general in the 90s, what I miss is the energy and the music.
And the lack of connectivity.
Yeah.
Like calling your friends like
Yeah.
on summer and be like, you know, answering it. It's a
calling
dad.
them, and then it's like the dad or their sister you secretly had a crush on.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey,
Is Greg home?
Hey, Jenny, can I speak to Mike,
Yeah.
please? And he's like, yeah, for sure. He's just in his room doing something. So how are you? What are you doing? I'm like, good. I'm good.
Is he home?
How are you?
You knew,
That's when he had a wiggle in his stomach.
you knew, like,
That's when he got stomach wiggles.
you knew, like 3 or 4 friends' phone numbers by heart.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
I
I
know,
still
like,
probably know some of those numbers.
yeah, I know like my parents' phone numbers because they've had the same cell phone number
Yeah.
like for fucking 20 years. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I know their numbers.
So-
I don't know anyone else's.
Okay, so that was time. But before we kind of close off, because Chris thinks that I'm fucking crazy, and I hope you don't agree with him. When you were younger in elementary school, and it was like your last day of school, did you ever like wear like a white shirt or like some type of shirt that you're just like, this is gonna get ruined, and then like have like kids like sign it and then put their number on it or things like that? Or was that just like a me thing or like a Madison thing?
I did not, but I knew friends that did.
Okay, cool. As
Yeah.
long as we know that wasn't like a weird thing.
I was just like, yo, man, like we just had like not yearbooks, but like had our class picture
Like
in
on
it,
planners and shit.
and everyone just like put their number like
I'm
by their
gonna
name.
go quick on the opposite end of that.
Okay.
Because I shout out to my 2 friends, Pat Cox and Brandon Verholz.
What's up?
They were brand new
What's up?
to this brand new school, and on their first day they knew nobody, so they wore shirts that they wrote on, white T-shirts. First day of school, not last day of school.
Ooh.
That said, "Free hugs," because they didn't know
Damn.
anybody.
Yeah,
I thought
And
I
they
thought
made so many connections and friends in that first day.
they're
Yeah.
millionaires now.
And they were my. Who knows?
They own a
Yeah.
Fortune 500
Who knows?
company. 2 of them actually. They each individuals.
But they quickly became friends of mine, and you know,
all,
kinda
the,
cool.
I thought I
all
was
the
gonna-
hugs you got.
At that time, I was going to go in like the route of like, yeah, they didn't have any friends, and I was like, hey man, I got you. And then, nope. He's like, they were the cool ones. I was not the cool
Yeah.
one.
no, they're pretty crazy.
Yeah. That's a ballsy
That's
move.
ballsy.
They were out there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, Tommy, thank you so much for joining us, man. I hope you had a good time. And I hope you guys had a good time as well listening to
Yep.
this wonderful conversation. It's been a long time coming, and we're finally glad it happened. Make sure you guys follow us on Facebook, Instagram. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you guys give us the tickle the bell.
Yeah, give the
us.
tickle in your stomach.
Yeah,
Give it a wiggle,
Wiggle
not
the
a
bell.
jiggle.
Yeah, wiggle the bell.
Wiggle the bell, not jiggle it, okay?
Don't jiggle it.
Don't jiggle it, please. It doesn't like to be
Please don't
jiggled. It likes to be wiggled.
Please don't jiggle.
If you're on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, all those fun stuff, make sure you guys give us a rating if you can. Tommy, thank you so much. Make sure you guys stick around for
Thank you, guys.
Friday. We're going to do a DVD extras here in a bit, and it's going to premiere on Friday. So, any last words
go.
to the wonderful people?
Go to tighten it.
Yeah, drink this.
I love you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you. Good night.